Hi. Today I would like to talk to you about working alone as a musician, so working solo. um, of course, when you're in a band, you have great unity with the members, not only musically, but emotionally, and they're your friends. But many of us don't have the luxury of having that free time, having that space where we can jam with our friends. So we make do with the little bit of time that we have at home. And much of that free time um, has to be in between the times you're busy. And you sit down by the computer and you start creating something, and of course plug in your instruments. And the fact is, of course, if you're in a band, you play together with people who are good at their chosen instruments. But when you're playing alone, you don't have the luxury of being proficient at every instrument. So you make do with the talent you have in each instrument category. However, the nice thing about working alone as a solo musician is you sync with yourself. So you don't have to argue with anyone about the placement of notes, about what time we get together. All the decision making is up to you. What you play on each track for each instrument is all up to you. And the one nice thing about working alone as an instrumentalist, as a singer, when you're doing the whole track by yourself, all um, all of the different notes that you play, you can harmonize it. You can really get a feel of your own musical self because you are yourself, and then you can see yourself playing. You can remember yourself playing the track before when you record the next track, and then when you play it, when you make your musical composition, it just comes easy, it comes natural. I never really considered jamming with myself when I was a young man. I wanted to be with friends. I wanted to go to practice rooms and play together in the practice rooms with friends. But these days I learned the treasure of working by yourself, especially in the COVID-19 era and the lockdown era. You cannot just go out and jam with friends, and doing that by yourself, putting down the first track and jamming to that on the second track and jamming to that on the third track, and you create a musical overlay of different tracks to form a harmonized composition. It's really a wonderful feeling to be able to do that. And then once again, you don't need to be a good instrumentalist. You don't have to be good at every one of your instruments. You just have to have basic knowledge of how to play those instruments, because the harmony of the simplicity is what makes music great. It's not, people who are really talented fighting for the space, fighting for that space on the track to show their true talents. It's not about that. It's about hitting those basic notes next to the other notes to make them balance, to get them in harmony. And of course, if you do that all by yourself, you don't need to really fight or negotiate with yourself. You do what you want, and it works out great in the end. Being a solo musician, working by yourself, is really a satisfying feeling. And I think what we may have learned during this COVID-19 era is music has become something of great value because it keeps us sane. And to be able to do that by yourself, to keep that level of sanity, is really, really important, to have that mental health preserved. Because yes, we cannot get together with our bandmates to practice, but we can do it by ourselves. Thank you so much for listening, and please subscribe to my channel. Watch my other tracks. My music can tell you what I'm talking about. So have a listen to the music, and then you can verify all of the tracks, all of the music that I've made, I made by myself as a solo musician. Thank you. Over and out. ZPJ.